Welcome, new subscribers, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Ryan Lopez here with Crypto Analysis. Welcome back, everyone. If you haven't, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel here, where we will be doing lots more updates and reviews of your favorite altcoins going forward for 2019 and beyond, all the way into alt season. So, to begin today, well, just a very quick update on the price of Bitcoin, and it looks like it did have a little dip here coming down from the high of around 9,000. And let me just kind of zoom in here. We're on CoinMarketCap. Looks like it's kind of holding its ground there right around the 7,700 level. So consolidating around those prices. I mean, we could see it could keep dipping lower here. But as for now, it's holding that price level, so which is pretty good. But it can go either way. So that's just a little quick check-in on Bitcoin. You always want to kind of follow the price of Bitcoin. That's the most important coin out there at the moment, and that everything follows that price. So before we begin here, I'm checking out the gold price. Now it looks like gold has been rallying lately. So this is the 10-year price of gold. Right now we're testing around the 1,300 level on gold. That's on the 10-year, and the all-time high of gold was in 2012 when it peaked out around 1,800. And overall in an uptrend, but just really long time in between. Definitely does not move as quick as the cryptocurrency market, but usually when gold goes up is when there's some kind of like economic instability, uncertainty in the global economy. People just start buying up gold. So and with the S&P 500, let's just take a quick look at that here. Going sideways still. And my opinion on the S&P 500 is that I think we had a triple top here. 1, 2, 3. And I believe we're back on the way down for some kind of a correction here. So those are just my opinion. But anyways, that are just some quick market updates. Bitcoin, S&P 500, gold. And now into the main discussion. Today I will be talking about a coin called SENTIVATE. So, SENTIVATE, well, I came across this coin. I first saw it in different kind of low cap crypto gem groups, and a lot of people kind of talking about it, maybe trying to hype it up, but I definitely do see it being pushed a lot. And I was looking at the charting last night. You might see a coin, people saying, "Oh, you got to buy this," but you always want to do your own research into the coin before making any type of purchase. That's very important. Lots of risk, especially with the low market cap coins. A lot of risk there. So SENTIVATE currently sitting at about $1.3 million market cap. It has about $12,000 of volume, which is good, pretty solid. The total supply will be ever in the coin is 4.2 billion. Currently 800 million circulating supply, and if you take into consideration this is an ERC20 token at the moment. We'll get into details about that later on. Well, taking a look here at the chart history, it looks like it just got onto CoinMarketCap May 7th of 2019, so it's a fairly new coin just being onto CoinMarketCap. To be listed onto CoinMarketCap, you have to have like meet a certain threshold of volume. I think this had on that day 80,000. I think it's over 50,000 of volume, or 60, for them to even consider listing you on here on CoinMarketCap. So, but okay, so looking at the charting here of SENTIVATE. Hello there. Happy birthday. All right. Okay, bye. It's my brother's birthday today. Happy birthday to Ray Lopez. Happy birthday. Well, okay. Now, back to SENTIVATE talk. Okay, started off at about $1.5 billion market cap, kind of its all-time high for the coin market cap here, and it looks like it's just kind of been trickling downwards. Not really too much price swings there. There's a little bit of a volume spike here. Could have been, looks like it was some selling. Come up a little bit, but these aren't very big moves. And now it's kind of trickling down, and the volume is kind of fading. So I do like where it's standing at the 1.3 million dollar market cap, because it just leaves a ton of room for upside there. If this coin does catch some upward momentum in the future, it has a lot of room to go up. Now, checking out the markets where it's traded. Okay, so it's traded at IDEX, STEX, and LA token. Well, looks like its number one is IDEX. I've never used IDEX, and also you want it, 6,000, 4,000. I would hope that that's real volume. A lot of times it's like this kind of fake wash trade body volume, which is not really too good. You'd have to look into that more. But yeah, 3 exchanges, not bad. It is an ERC20 token, so it's traded on the Ethereum blockchain. So overall for the technicals, looking pretty, like I said, it's kind of hasn't really had too much volatility. It's just been kind of hovering at that same kind of price range, and it's just trickling downwards. Not too much action yet, but with a possibility that it can catch some hype or some upwards momentum going forward, or it could stay sideways, or it could fade down. There's really there's a lot of different scenarios going forward for it. But now moving on, okay, let's check out the website. Very important, you always want to check out the website with any coin you're interested in. Is it just some kind of fake template? Does it look pretty original? First thoughts on their website, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. See this kind of design here. This is very common with all coins. You'll see kind of like some type of like template thing. This is with the cartoon character. This is very common. A lot of coins have things like that. This, just the way how that looks. It's very kind of cryptocurrency, altcoiny clip art that a lot of the people use. Okay, community stats, blah, blah, blah. Meeting the team. So, SENTIVATE was founded by a developer, finance major, and a Navy SEAL. Okay, well. Then you have some of the other people behind. Okay, they have their advisors. Well, those are usually just people who kind of have big money and what they want it. They invest in a coin with the hopes of making a decent return on their investment to get it back. Well, the main logo is an octopus, which I think is pretty cool. It's the first cryptocurrency I've seen that has an octopus as its logo. So that's pretty original. So now we're going to check out the Bitcoin Talk announcement page. This is also very important here for any coin that you are considering buying. Okay, so I was reading the Bitcoin Talk with it, and it looks like SENTIVATE, it's currently, the main thing behind it, it's currently an ERC20 token with a max that will ever be, max supply of 4.2 billion ERC20 tokens. And they plan on doing a swap at some point in the future onto their own blockchain called the Viat blockchain, VIAT. And so I guess you can think of it that you're kind of just like betting on that the developers, that they'll have this good working chain at some point in the future. It's not currently, they don't currently have their own blockchain, but they are supposedly preparing it. And I've seen other tokens do this before, and some have done well and some have not done so well. So it's definitely, I would consider it like a risk position to be in, because they don't really have their blockchain yet. Me personally, I like coins that already have their blockchains established. So you're kind of betting, you're making a bet that they will have it at some point in the future. So does leave a lot of room for some uncertainty there. And right here I highlighted this. It says phase 1 of the SENTIVATE network, blah blah blah. Okay, phase 1 is where they're going to have, they have their ERC20 tokens. Then phase 2 is where all the tokens will be swapped to the fiat after the launch of their mainnet. That seems to be like a common trend with some of the coins recently that I've seen. And then now this part here, looks like they have their distribution, and it says delegates 2.1 billion. What is delegates? I would assume maybe that's just like the people who are able to buy it on the exchange. They call them a delegate. I don't know. Airdrop, I would assume that's kind of like reserved for just different types of airdrop bounties and things that they might have going forward. A little bit over 1 billion reserved. Team 840 million, and then advisors 210 million. So they have about a little bit over 1 billion just for the team and advisors, and which I don't know if that's locked up in escrow or how they handle their kind of like wallet locking and who manages it. But that also leaves a lot of risk, because that's almost about like it's about a half of the coin supply is just locked up for, I don't know, the team advisors, the bounties, and there's risk there too, because if something goes wrong in the future, they can kind of like just take those funds and just dump on the coin. I mean, I've seen it happen before. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's always that chance. And the GitHub and the block, the Bitcoin announcement talk page, it's fairly new. There's only about 2 pages to it, so you can check it out, read it. Looks like this is a very new project just being launched, and these are usually kind of like hit or miss projects. You could kind of be one of the early ones in and have a really good return on your, initial investment, or it could just be a total fluke and it just kind of goes down and you lost. That's it. So definitely would not really recommend going all in on these kind of coins, but you want to do your own research, and if you are interested in it, put a small amount that you feel comfortable with. And it looks like there's some people kind of fudding, and they're kind of, you enjoy spreading FUD, blah, blah, blah. So you just want to go through that and get your own opinions. Then now here I have the GitHub. I was looking at that. Let's check out the commits. 6 days ago, 22 days ago, April. So some fairly recent action there in the GitHub. It's okay. It's not really dead, I would say. Then of course you always want to check out their social media. Twitter, it looks like they have almost 10,000 followers. Pretty good. Some of those could be bot, could be fake. You don't know. Check out the activity. Yeah, they only get like 2 comments, 30 likes, 30, 40, 15. So not that many. Well, let's see here. SENTIVATE, 70 likes there. Not really too much kind of action on their Twitter, but yeah, decent, I guess. Okay for a new project. Looks like they may have bought some followers. Not sure. And then the Instagram, 2,000. Okay, 2,000 followers, not bad. But then only 17 likes. Looks like they may have bought a little bit of followers on their Instagram as well, judging by the strength of their posts. Only 17 likes. That could be kind of like, not saying it's true. I'm saying it looks like they may have bought some things there. So let's see how the price action looks on the exchange. This is IDEX. This is their #1 volume exchange at the moment. Now this is on the Ethereum market on IDEX, SENTIVATE, SNTVT. Well, looks like overall it's just a downtrend, and the volume has been kind of going away. So I've seen a lot of these though spike and return to their all-time high here. This of 1812 Ethereum sats. Right now it's currently at 640 Ethereum sats. Looks like it's some kind of like a descending wedge here. and now it's kind of consolidating around this level. So I mean, look, if you are interested in this coin, this looks like it could be some good entry points considering it's at the low. I was looking on the Ether scan, which is another thing you always want to do with any coin, is kind of look at their blockchain, see what some of the top wallet addresses are. And this one, it looks like there's an address that holds 67% of the supply, and that I would assume is like the airdrop advisor team thing, and that to me is like, to me that's somewhat of a red flag-ish. I know it's there's more common now. These ERC20 tokens they're doing a lot of, where they have like, they lock it up in escrow and 80% of the coin, 70%, and there's still people that are buying the coin and don't even see it and don't even care. But for me personally, I just don't really like that distribution level of the coin. So there is at 67%, and it's in one address there. Not sure who controls it. Then they have IDEX only holds 117 million right there, 3%. And okay, so overall distribution I would say is somewhat top heavy, just because of that one wallet. Just doesn't really look too good. There's another one here for 300,000. Whoever owns that. Overall, very top heavy distribution, and to me personally, that would be red flags for me. But not saying that it can't be a successful project. It can, and it could do a 10x, whatever. It could moon. Who knows? Nobody really knows what'll happen. But these kind of projects where 1, 2, 3, a couple people have all the supply, it's just too centralized. Now I'm on the frequently asked page section of their website, and this is kind of getting into their use case. And the use case is just like, I didn't really put too much. I kind of read it. Okay, it's a hybrid topology, incorporates both centralized and blah blah blah. It just seems like another one of those, like, kind of, they put the description all in circles, so it makes it really kind of confusing. Opposed to, so it looks like they're trying to kind of replace today's web, which is the same thing that like EOS is kind of trying to do. Okay, here we go. Now I found this part. It says, on the frequently asked page of their website, it says, when will SENTIVATE mainnet launch? When will the SENTIVATE mainnet launch? And it says we plan on 2020 or 2021. I mean, we're only halfway through 2019, so you have to kind of just hope that they'll be able to hit this big deadline of creating their main net by 2020, 2021. It's not even really, I would personally kind of just wait and see until it happens, but sometimes when you wait, the price can really go up a lot. So, and maybe they'll even do it sooner. Maybe they'll release it sooner, but it says 2020 or 2021. That to me just seems like, why not just create the chain right from the beginning, instead of doing like this ERC20. It's kind of like they're just trying to kind of raise funds, almost like an ICO-ish thing. But that's very common with the ERC20 token things now, is they just will make the ERC20 token, and they're promising at a later date that they're going to create their own blockchain, the term mainnet, at a later term, which has been done too, and it's worked out good for some coins, and some it just kind of hasn't. So it just depends kind of what your game plan is with that. That concludes everything about SENTIVATE today, and like I said, shows us because it's kind of a lower cap coin. I've seen it talked about a lot in different low cap groups, crypto gem groups. It's on a lot of people's radar. Personally, to me, these levels, if you are accumulating this coin, are interested in it, it's currently at its all-time lows on here. So it looks like these could be some prices to get into the coin if you are accumulating it, and if you're interested in it going forward. But I would recommend really doing a lot of research and not going too heavy into it, because with a lot of these lower cap coins, there's a ton of risk. Anything can happen. And this is still an ERC20 token that is promising to release their own mainnet chain at a future date, which is there's a lot of uncertainty in there of things that can happen. The price could just start people could start dumping the coin. The devs have a high percentage locked up in their allocations for their airdrops, and yeah, I would consider this more on the top heavy side for the wealth distribution. These are just things you really want to look into. Check out their Bitcoin announcement page. GitHub is active but not super active. And initial thoughts on their social media. Okay, but it looks like they may have bought a little bit of fake followers, maybe, judging by the strength of their tweets and the interaction from their followers. Only 2 comments here, 2 comments, 12, 30 likes. It just doesn't, Same with their Instagram. They may have bought a little bit, and that just trying to buy followers to show an image of something that they're not. To me, that's kind of like doesn't really look too good. I like them to just be completely honest. If you only have 500 real followers, so be it. You just have 500 real followers, and that's okay. And their pinned tweet is a tweet from May 5th of Chico Crypto. Supposedly, I don't know what he's doing there, giving a review. Maybe he's just shilling it, saying, buy it now, buy it now. Who knows? The coin could just catch a lot of hype going forward and could do a 50x. But there is some risk on the table there. Definitely some risk. So, pretty interesting low cap coin. The one thing I do like about it, though, is that it has that octopus as the logo. I think that's pretty original. It's like the funky octopus. Let me pull it. That is their logo. Looks pretty cool. The first coin I've seen with an octopus as its logo. Wow, look at that. Check it out. SENTIVATE. Kind of a cool name. And the ticker is 5 letters. SNTVT. So some pretty original kind of marketing, branding things that are pretty cool. Volume steady. Price action just kind of steady. Market cap low. ERC20 token. Alright, well, that concludes today my coverage of SENTIVATE coin. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel, Crypto Analysis. I'll be doing a lot more reviews, top altcoin buys for the month, updates on different altcoin projects, some Bitcoin, price action, talk and discussions. Lots of new videos coming forward. I'm just trying to give sound advice. I'm not really trying to say, hey, buy this coin, buy that coin. I'm just trying to explore, look into coins, trying to state facts, trying to stay unemotional. And you just have to stay unemotional in the market with all of your coins, and taking away your emotions, you can just see things clear. And it's a lot easier said than done, because it's so easy to get caught up in just the emotions of things. If you check your money and it's very volatile, it goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, and you usually get emotional when you've gone a little bit too high risk, over your risk tolerance of money into a position. So you want to try to keep it low, keep it to your risk tolerance. If you only have $10,000 as your life savings, you don't want to just put like the whole thing in. I mean, you could, you could do it, but just do it like conservatively and not really on a super high risk coin. What I recommend putting all of your life savings into Bitcoin right now. I mean, I don't think it would really be that bad of an idea, honestly. There might be a huge pullback. Worst case scenario, we can go below sub 3K and into new all-time lows with a really long bear market. But I think in the long term, you'll definitely get a huge return on that. So those are just decisions you have to make on your own, what you want to do. Stay within your risk tolerance. And I think that concludes everything for today. So make sure check me out on Twitter, RY4NJ. And if you want, leave a comment with your favorite low cap crypto gem coin or any coin in general that you want me to talk about, and I will look into it. And that's it. Be safe out there. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.